President vested with the power to dissolve parliament after midnight tonight.
අදලා පාර්ලිමේන්තුව තාම තියෙනවා. තාම විසුරුවේ නැහැ. හෙට මන් දන්නේ නැහැ කොහොම වෙයිද කියලා.
Health sector focuses on identifying quarantine zones to accommodate large groups in Sri Lanka. President requests to refrain from displaying his portrait. 21 students who staged a satyagraha opposite the UGC remanded. SLTB bus goes up in flames at the Koknaduwa interchange.
A very good evening to all our viewers and welcome to Primetime News coming to you live from our Newsfirst studios in Colombo. I'm Arundhati Mudannaik and let's take a look at the stories in detail now. 21 students who had protested opposite the University Grants Commission on a makeshift tent have been arrested.
The police noted that there are 2 monks among the students who had been detained. The students have been arrested on charges of violating a court order, acting in a manner that obstructs the general public and blocking vehicular movement. They were produced before the Halmstad Magistrates Court and were placed in remand custody until tomorrow. The students attached to the Inter-University Students' Federation were protesting, citing several issues, including the suspension of students, demanding better lodging facilities and the upliftment of education welfare. There was a protest held opposite the Navala Open University demanding the release of the 21 students who were arrested. A heavy traffic congestion was reported in the area as a result.
They have removed the tent that we set up opposite the ministry over the issue in Ruhuna and arrested the students who were at that location. They have been placed in the remand. You cannot carry out such acts of suppression and stop the student movement. The convener of the Inter-University Student Federation has been arrested. The convener of the Inter-University Bhikkhus had been arrested. If they think they can suppress the students' movement through these actions, we are ready to engage in this struggle.
President Gautama will receive powers to dissolve the 8th Parliament at midnight tonight. The 8th Parliament first convened on the 1st of September in 2015 after the general elections on August 17th. According to the Constitution, the Executive President is legally vested with the powers to dissolve Parliament after a period of 4.5 years. Now, what will happen after Parliament is dissolved? Speaking to Newsfirst, Chairman of the National Elections Commission, Mahinda Deshapriya expressed these views.
සභාපතිතුමනි දැන් පාර්ලිමේන්තුව විසිරුවෙන් පස්සේ එතනින් එහාට මොකක්ද සිද්ධ වෙන්නේ?
පාර්ලිමේන්තුව විසිරවනවා.
Parliament is dissolved after a gazette is issued by the President. The gazette notification should include the time frame in which nominations would be accepted, the day the election would be held, and the date on which Parliament will convene again. When the gazette including all of these details is issued, then it can be considered as if the election period has already begun. Election laws will come into force from this day.
අපිට පොඩි පැහැදිලි කිරීමක් කරලා දෙන්න දැන් පාර්ලිමේන්තුව විසිරුවෙන් පස්සේ ආණ්ඩුවේ රාජ්‍ය තන්ත්‍රයේ සිදුවෙන වෙනස්කම් මොනවාද ඒ දූරාවලියෙන් කොහොමද සිද්ධ වෙන්නේ?
ආණ්ඩුවේ
The President will continue to hold office in the government. The cabinet of ministers, state ministers, deputy ministers and parliamentarians will all become former parliamentarians.
මන්ත්‍රීවරුන් බවට පත් වෙනවා.
ඔබතුමා එහෙම සඳහන් කළාට මැතිවරණ කාල සීමාවන් වලදී විවිධ පාර්ශවයන්ගෙන් චෝදනා එල්ල වෙනවා නිල වාහන, නිල නිවාස, ඒ වගේම කාර්ය මණ්ඩලයන්. මේ වගේ මේ මැතිවරණ කාල සීමාවේදී බලය නැතත් ඔවුන් මේ දේවල් භාවිතා කරනවා කියලා චෝදනා එල්ල වෙනවා.
කාර්ය මණ්ඩල හරේ.
If anyone who should not use an official vehicle uses that vehicle, the secretary to the ministry should be held responsible, or the head of the department or the corporation should be held responsible. They are bound by our orders. We hope to be very strict about this matter. The Constitution states that it is the responsibility of the President to ensure that a peaceful environment is created to conduct the elections.
ආණ්ඩුක්‍රම විස්තරය තියෙනවා.
සැබවින්ම පෝස්ටර් බැනර් කටවුට් මේ සම්බන්ධව මේවා ප්‍රදර්ශනය කිරීම සම්බන්ධව පවත්නා මැතිවරණ නීතිය මොකක්ද?
ප්‍රසිද්ධ ස්ථාන
Posters can be displayed at a popular location only if a rally is being held there. You can display posters including details of the names, location and times at which rallies would be held. They can also include the pictures of the candidates and their leaders.
අපේක්ෂකයන්ගේ ඡායාරූප නායකයන්ගේ ඡායාරූප දාන්නත්
යම් පුද්ගලයෙක් උත්සාහ කරනවා එහෙම ප්‍රචාරණ කටයුතු කරන්න පෝස්ටර් අලවන්න මේ ප්‍රචාරණ රැස්වීමකින් තොරව එහෙම නැත්නම් නීති විරෝධී විදිහට එහෙම වුණොත් ඔබතුමන්ලා නීතිය ක්‍රියාත්මක කරන්නේ කොහොමද? ඒ සඳහා තිබෙන නීතිමය තත්ත්වයන් මොනවාද?
පොලිසිය ක්‍රියා කරනවා.
The police has to enforce the law. The police has the power. The police can arrest them and they can file action against them.
ඡායාරූප ප්‍රදර්ශනයේදී මේ බැනර් පෝස්ටර් කටවුට් වල පක්ෂ නායකයින්ගේ එහෙම නැත්නම් අපේක්ෂකයින්ගේ ඡායාරූප ප්‍රදර්ශනය කිරීමේදී පවතින නීතිමය තත්ත්වය මොකක්ද?
පිළිතුර දාන්න බෑ.
කිසිම පුද්ගලයෙක්. ඇතැම් අවස්ථාවලදී අපි දකිනවා මේ තමන්ගේ පක්ෂ නායකයාගේ ඡායාරූපය ප්‍රදර්ශනය කරනවා.
දාන්න බෑ දැනට තියෙන නීතිය හැටියට.
නීති විරෝධී පෝස්ටර් බැනර් කටවුට් ප්‍රදර්ශනය කළොත් එහි චෝදනා ලබන්න ඕනේ ඒ ප්‍රදර්ශනය කරන කෙනා. නමුත් ඇතැම් අවස්ථාවලදී පක්ෂයේ නායකයාගේ ඡායාරූපය එතනට යොමු කරලා තියෙනවා. එහෙම අවස්ථාවක ඔවුනුත් වගකිව යුතු නැද්ද මේ කාරණේදී?
නායකයා දැනගන්න ඕනේ තමයි.
The leader should know that his picture should not be displayed. Also, when the General Secretary of the party is handing over nominations, he must inform the candidates of the election laws and morals.
ආචාර ධර්ම මොනවද? මැතිවරණ නීති මොනවද?
අදලා පාර්ලිමේන්තුව තාම තියෙනවා.
The parliament has not been dissolved yet. I don't know what will happen tomorrow. We planned of bringing the finance bill to parliament. However, we reversed our plans knowing that it would be defeated. The opposition thought they could defeat the move and boast about it to the public. However, we didn't give room for that. Therefore, we didn't bring it. As a result, we faced a shortage of funds. That is the true story. Once the parliament is dissolved, the president has the power to obtain funds from the treasury. We hope to act according to that. We should get ready for the election any time from now.
අනිද්දා උදේ වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඉතින් කොයි වෙලාවක හරි දැන් නම් ආම්දුරනේ මැතිවරණයට සූදානම් විය යුතුව තියෙනවා.
පාර්ලිමේන්තු
On the 2nd of March, the president will receive powers to dissolve parliament. The government said it would provide jobs and university entrance for students while also pledging to purchase paddy at 52 rupees a kilo from the farmers. These promises, which were made in November, kept on diminishing afterwards. If this continues until September, the government will not be able to conduct the election. Therefore, they are planning to conduct the elections quickly. There might be slight delays. We should create an opposition which can confront the government which is conducting themselves in a manner which is unfavorable to the people. That is everyone's responsibility.
ඒක තමයි කාගෙත් වගකීමද?
Political parties in crisis.
The Samagi Jana Balavege held a public meeting in Karapitiya Gaol today.
The meeting was organised by parliamentarian Manusha Nanayakkara. Opposition leader and leader of the Samagi Jana Balavege, Sajid Premadasa, attended the meeting held at the Karapitiya Medical Faculty Auditorium.
There are many layers in the democratic political structure. These are activated through elections. Members of the local governments, provincial councils are elected by the people through elections. The president is also elected by the people, but at the end of the day, all of them become an agony aunt. Everyone should understand that there is a person called the ombudsman in the legislature who listens to the woes of everyone.
Ombudsman කියලා තනතුරක් තිබෙනවා. ඒ ombudsman කියන්නේ දුක් ගන්නාරා. උඩිනුත් කියනවා යටිනුත් කියනවා.
No matter whatever problem comes our way and whatever decisions we will have to make, I will stay with you and make you president and to embark on a long journey by uniting all forces. When my parliamentary position was taken from me, I did not have money to face legal proceedings. It was Sajid Premadasa who gave me the required funds. The cases were heard without the intervention of temple trees. Temple trees functioned according to the wish of one individual. Just before Sajid Premadasa contested the election, I came and met him while having to pay back a debt.
මට ගෙවන්න තිබිච්ච ණයක් තිබුණා මට ගෙවන්න. ඇරියස් එකක් තිබුණා ගෙවන්න.
United National Party parliamentarians reiterated that politicians who engage in secretive deals should not be elected to parliament.
මේකනේ ආණ්ඩුවක ඉන්නකොට
Those in the government will carry out various campaigns, while in the opposition they do things which do not exist. At this point, everyone should work collectively. A plan to move forward together will be revealed during the election period.
යන්න පුළුවන් වැඩ පිළිවෙල තමයි හෙළිදරව් වෙන්නේ.
මේ වෙලාවේ අපි විපක්ෂ
Our conduct as the opposition is questionable. As the opposition, we should not create divisions within ourselves. We should create awareness among the people on the defects of the government. That is not being done by us. This is wrong. Any individual should leave their position when the time is right. That is not happening here. 5.6 million votes were received by Sajith Premadasa by placing trust in him. Now we should allow him to do the needful. Elect individuals who are not involved in deals to parliament this time. The United National Party was affected as a result of deal politics.
මෙහෙම හෙනයක් වැදුනේ.
90% of those in the party are with Sajith Premadasa. We are trying to unite everyone. However, if anyone thinks that they shouldn't give us an opportunity to create a new era, just as the challenge put forth by the Rajapaksas, we will not be offended. We will not go back. We will continue our journey. We previously said that we will not contest under the symbol of the elephant.
උතුමාලා කියන හංසය ලකුණ ගන්න පුළුවන් නේ කියලා හිතුවා.
නෑ හංසය වැඩක් නෑ අපිට මේ අවස්ථාවේ වැදගත් වෙන්නේ සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස ලකුණ සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස.
අපි මේ රටේ ජනතාවට කියනවා ඔබ ජනාධිපති.
We wish to tell the public, if you feel that you were deceived at the presidential election, join hands with us to form the Samagi Jana Balavega. We hope to win more than 113 seats in parliament and form the next government under the leadership of Sajith Premadasa.
ඊළඟ ආණ්ඩුව පිටවන්න කියන එක.
The working committee of the United National Party convened at 7:20 p.m. today. The meeting is currently underway at the UNP headquarters in Sirikotha. According to our correspondent, parliamentarians Eran Wickramaratne and Mangala Samaraveera have left the premises during the meeting. You are now witnessing live footage from the UNP headquarters, Sirikotha. Parliamentarian Vijitha Herath today expressed these views about the preparation of the Jana Balavege for the upcoming general election.
The people on the stage here before you today are free from corruption and are the real people who love the country. We have created a new alliance as a national people's power. We have created a new symbol for that as well. If you find it difficult to vote for the elephant or to the chair, join with the bell. Here we have a new symbol. The color is purple. Here is the symbol that shows the way to the nation. The compass is the device that points the way for the ships that are stranded in the high seas. Therefore, the compass is a symbol that all of you can join. The National People's Power Movement is an alliance that everyone can join.
The JVP alleges that the incumbent government will sign the MCC agreement no matter which form it takes.
Millennium Challenge Corporation.
The Millennium Challenge Corporation, everyone understands when you call it the American Agreement. Now everything has been revealed. Can this government speak to the people of this country standing straight? Think about it. They're not doing a single thing that they promised to do. Before coming into power, they said they would not sign the agreement. Now they're struggling to get $480 million US. There is no money in the country. They're desperate for money. The UNP did the same thing. So this is the exact copy of what the UNP did. Although the colors have changed and the heads in the government have changed, it is the same people. It is the same program implemented by the United National Party. Both these parties are implementing the same program. They said they will not give lands to China, but as they came into power, they gave a 3-acre plot of land opposite Shangri-La. These people said that the UNP were the ones who brought the MCC agreement, but now they are attempting to sign this agreement. Therefore, they must be challenged. We are facing a serious threat to our country.
අපේ රටේ අනාගතය පිළිබඳ බරපතල අවධානමක් අපි ඉස්සරහට එමින් තියෙනවා. ඇමරිකන් එක්සත් ජනපද ලෝකේ පුරා
Americans have signed economic and military agreements all over the world. They have signed all of them with the intention of suppressing those countries. This applies to both military and economic agreements. So, there is nothing to negotiate with America on this. The MCC agreement is not something that you can sign after amending certain sections. The MCC agreement has poison all over it. Therefore, the MCC agreement would surrender our country's economy, national security and sovereignty. The people who came to throw away this agreement, what are they saying today? They are saying that certain sections of it should be amended. What did they say then? Before coming into power, they spoke about patriotism and created an anti-American, anti-Indian sentiment in the country and aroused the patriotic feelings of the people in the country and got their vote. Now it is clear to everyone that they are all false patriots.
Former Central Bank Governor Ajit Cabral expressed the following views on the bond scam during a meeting organized by the Sri Lanka Trade Development Council in Valigama.
I hope you recall the manner in which the then central bank governor and the former prime minister lied, stating that interest rates are low and that it should be increased. If the rates are increased up to 3%, then the cost goes up by 225 billion rupees. 2 Norochole coal power plants can be constructed using this money. This is the financial burden borne by the government and the businesses. This massive burden must be reduced. It is said that the country has to pay back a debt of 4.8 billion US dollars this year. This should rise by 250 billion rupees if the rupee depreciates by 50 rupees. Then the parliament will have to allocate funds towards this through the appropriation bill. This money should be recovered from businesses by imposing taxes and by obtaining loans. When that is done, interest rates will continue to rise.
Several views were expressed in the political forum with regard to punishing the perpetrators of the central bank bond scam.
Arjun Aloysius and Namal Rajapaksa are very close friends. It was Arjun Aloysius who funded Namal Rajapaksa's election campaign. The companies owned by both these individuals worked in collaboration with each other. Although the government said it would arrest the culprits behind the bond scam with the motive of obtaining votes, they permitted Arjun Aloysius to fly overseas. Permission was not granted to that effect under our government. The government will never intervene into the activities of millionaire businessmen. The thieves should be punished. During their time, Ajit Cabral too was involved in a similar scam. They should also face that. We wish to tell the government to punish all these culprits. They made a huge hue and cry claiming that Arjuna Mahendran would be arrested irrespective of the country in which he is seeking refuge. However, they failed to do so. Why is that? It is not only Arjuna Mahendran who was involved in the bond scam. Sunil Aduneti identified the other culprits who were behind this scam. This included Ajit Cabral. When he was the central bank governor, it was his sister Shiromi Wickramasinghe who was the CEO of Perpetual Treasuries Limited. When Ranil Wickramasinghe's government came, Arjun Mahendran was the central bank governor, while his son-in-law was the owner of Perpetual Treasuries Limited. Then it was the brother and sister. Afterwards, it was the father-in-law and brother-in-law. With these relationships in place, how can Arjuna Mahendran be arrested? If Arjuna Mahendran is arrested, then Cabral's deeds will also be exposed. His sister's theft will also be exposed. The mastermind behind these acts will also be exposed.
During a meeting in Valigama today, Chairman of the Ports Authority, General Dayarat Nayaka, expressed views about the breakdown state of the state sector services.
When we go to the ports and sea, we can see all of these politicians are being reprimanded for the faults of the others. There are many problems within the state sector. The state sector services have broken down. They just wait until the water goes above the nose. There is a managing director, additional managers, but a letter that starts at the bottom ends up at the chairman's table. The chairman has no time off because the table is full of work. He has no time to think. The condition of the state sector is critical. We need to change all of this.
A request has been made by President Gautama Rajapaksa to not to use any of his images or drawings in public places. The President had made a statement saying that he does not appreciate personal image promotion. Meanwhile, President Gautama Rajapaksa arrived in Kandy this morning.
The President, who arrived at the temple of the sacred Tooth relic this morning, obtained blessings. The President then visited the Chief Prelate of the Askiriya chapter, Most Venerable Varakagoda Sri Gnanaratana Thera, during his visit to the Askiriya Viharaya. Thereafter, the President met with Venerable Dr. Godagama Mangala Thera, member of the Senior Working Committee of the Askiriya Viharaya, and Anunayaka of the Askiriya chapter, Venerable Vendaruwe Upali Thera.
The police said that the 6 suspects who were arrested along with 140 kilograms of heroin were interrogated on detention orders. The suspects were produced before the Colombo Magistrate Court today.
The Navy seized 74 kilograms and 666 grams of heroin, 65 kilograms and 714 grams of crystal methamphetamine in the Kudavela area in the southeastern seas yesterday. The narcotics had been brought to the island in a boat traveling from Afghanistan to Iran. The raid was carried out while the stock of drugs were being transferred to another boat in the Kudavela coast. The joint operation was carried out by Navy officials on the Samurdevi vessel along with 9 teams from the Police Narcotics Bureau. The arrested suspects have been identified as residents of Dikwella, Beliyatta, Piliyandala, Tangol and Kudavella. A woman is also among the suspects.
A Sri Lanka Transport Board bus travelling from Makumura to Hambantota along the Southern Expressway caught fire this afternoon near the Kokmadua exit point.
The bus that caught fire is from the Ambalanthora depot. The bus had caught fire when the bus driver attempted to switch on the wipers of the bus when a slight shower was experienced in the area. According to our correspondent, around 50 passengers were travelling in the bus at the time of the incident. As the main door of the bus was jammed, measures were taken to open the emergency exit to take the passengers out. The fire was doused by the Gaul Mathura Fire Brigade with the support of the Police Special Task Force and Mathura Police. Our correspondent noted that the bus was completely burnt down and none of the passengers were injured.
A vehicle carrying 6 people had met with an accident in the Umaragolla area in Galewala along the Dambulla-Kurunegala main road. The van had veered off the road and collided with a tree on the side of the road. 4 German nationals of the same family, a tour guide and the driver of the van have sustained injuries. They have been admitted to hospital after their conditions were severe. Speaking at a forum at the Jaffna University, Dr. K.T. Ganeshalingam expressed these views.
Do we act with responsibility on behalf of the people? MP Sumanthiran should not get angry, but he said that he will resign if the constitutional amendment is defeated. I don't know why he said that, but he should have acted according to what he said. If he did that, then the parliamentarian who is appointed in his place would have acted in caution of that responsibility. David Cameron tried to create a peaceful political environment in the United Kingdom. He failed and he resigned. This is a part of the struggle for democracy. If these 16 MPs of the TNA in Parliament resigned and appointed 16 others in their place, the entire world would have looked at the problems of the Tamil community. We would have had an opportunity to change.
Many events are organized on the sidelines of the annual Big Match cricket encounters. An accident occurred during such a vehicle parade organized today.
This vehicle parade was organized in Colombo and attended by many people. The accident occurred during the vehicle parade. A recklessly driven vehicle collided on a few parked cars along the side of the road. Vehicle parades have been a long-standing tradition during the Big Match season. However, qualified drivers at the parades ensured safety of all those who attended such events. It is extremely important that school authorities take strict measures to refrain from allowing underage drivers to drive vehicles at such events.
During the week ending 26 February 2020, the outstanding stock of T-bills and T-bonds held by foreigners decreased by 11.13%. That is a reduction of 11.42 billion rupees. Economists point out that this could be early signs of the coronavirus impact on global financial market conditions.
During the month of February this year, the outstanding stock of T-bills and bonds held by foreigners decreased by approximately 16.7 billion rupees. By the 28th of February 2020, the Colombo Stock Exchange's all-share price index decreased by 4.07% to 5,592.92 points, and the S&P SL20 index decreased by 5.61% to 2,631.99 points compared to the previous week.
So this week we saw a heavy decline in the market throughout the week, in line with the global markets, where the global markets also came off pretty heavily during the week. The Sri Lankan market also followed similar suit, primarily due to the after effects of the coronavirus. So basically, the turnover levels have been pretty steady, in the range of 500 million rupees. However, it was mostly on the selling side, where local and foreign counterparties we saw heavy selling in the market. On the foreign side, we saw selling on 3 days of the week, while we saw a bit of buying mainly on Wednesday. However, overall, the week saw a net foreign outflow, taking the year-to-date net foreign outflow to 4 billion rupees. Mainly, we saw the blue chips falling heavily during the week, primarily led by the heavyweights, the John Keel's, Commercial Bank, Ceylon Tobacco, Nestle, were some of the stocks that fell heavily during the week.
During the month of February this year, the ASPI decreased by 5.7%, while the S&P SL20 decreased by 7%.
Moving on to other sports news, the Navy Camp Sailing Regatta for the Admiral Clancy Fernando Memorial Championship concluded today. News First is the official media sponsor for the event.
Participants across Sri Lanka, especially many school children under the age of 16 participated at this regatta as well, and many other international participants and local sailors from across many clubs and schools in and around Colombo were part of this sailing tournament organized by Sri Lanka Navy along with the assistance of the Yachting Association of Sri Lanka.
87 sailors representing 6 clubs and schools were part of this year's event in 4 categories. The event kick-started yesterday and today was the final day. The closing ceremony was held with the participation of the chief guest, Commander of the Sri Lanka Navy, Vice Admiral P.R.D. Silva, and guest of honor Mrs. Monica Fernando, the spouse of late Navy Commander Admiral Clancy Fernando.
I am really happy to have this event in this magnitude, and we saw a large number of gathering here along the goal-face green to witness our sailors taking part in this event. So when the spectators are available, obviously the sailors are also motivated to do their best and to showcase their talents. Sri Lanka is a country surrounded by water, and we have the potential of developing this sport to a greater heights, where the people can be trained safely to develop this sport. So I believe this event would be continued annually to give opportunity for the sailors to take part in this event.
On to another one of our local stories. The epidemiology unit says that it is identifying locations at which quarantining could be carried out in Sri Lanka amidst the outbreak of the coronavirus. Senior epidemiologist Dr. Sudat Samaravira stated that following an observation process, individuals from identified countries will be sent to these areas upon arriving in the country.
South Korea has topped the list of the number of coronavirus cases in countries apart from China, with figures of affected patients standing at 3,526. Italy has occupied the second position in the list after the number of affected patients rose up to 1,128. Japan and Iran have recorded 705 and 594 cases of coronavirus patients, respectively.
Italy and South Korea are of greatest importance because there is a large number of Sri Lankans residing in those countries. Few people who came from those countries have been hospitalized under suspicion of whether they have contracted the disease. We will run tests, and if it is confirmed that they have contracted the disease, they will be treated accordingly. Same policies that were followed when treating the Sri Lankans and the tourists who came from China will be followed when treating these Sri Lankans who came from South Korea and Italy. We maintain very close ties with the countries where the coronavirus has been reported in so far. With the current risky situation, the quarantine process is being carried out at their homes. We ask them to stay home for 2 weeks. However, we have to study about the gravity of the present situation and consider the action of running the quarantine process at a different location, preventing them from being exposed to the public and to their family members. As an example, the 2 Sri Lankans who were on board the ship has been quarantined in India today. We are currently in the process of identifying the facilities we need in one such instance and the location to house a larger number of people to be quarantined. Meanwhile, the epidemiology unit at the Ministry of Health confirmed that the 2 people who were suspected to have contracted the coronavirus have shown negative test results. According to specialist Dr. Samita Geekianage at the epidemiology unit, the patients were admitted to the infectious disease hospital in Angoda. They were early admitted to the Sri Jayawardhanapura hospital and the Ragama teaching hospital for showing symptoms of cold, and later they were admitted to the infectious disease hospital in Angoda for further treatment. With those 2 patients, a total of 4 patients are currently receiving treatment at the infectious disease hospital under the suspicion of having contracted the coronavirus.
And that's a wrap of primetime news for the News First team. I'm Arundhati Naika, and our interpreter for tonight was Tavika Gabriel. Thank you and good night.